All right, so next up we have Jonathan Rotger or Roger?
Rotger.
Rotger. Jonathan has multiple degrees in the science and tech fields. He's a sustainable entrepreneur and has developed a new education program for children. Everyone, please welcome Jonathan Rotger.
Oh, hey.
Hello, Jonathan. What's up, bro?
Finally, it's like almost 10 o'clock.
Thank you for joining us. I know it's past your bedtime.
It is. No, it's not. This is when I start programming.
So Jonathan and I have known each other for, what, 15 years now about?
Yeah, for a long time now.
Yeah, so we always reference each other as Goku and Vegeta. And we've worked on so many projects together. We're in each other's minds, which is a really scary thing. So Jonathan, let's kick off. Let's talk about some of the impact pieces today. You know, I know I'm changing up the questions that I gave you. I can stay with them if you want, but I think we've worked so much together. We could just
it's fun.
Cool. So let's talk about something exciting right now. What do you think would be one or two projects that we can really hit high? By the way, my wife says hello. She's in the next room.
Oh, hi. I don't think the project that we were just recently talking about, the land project, I love it. I think that's a big one. I think that's going to be something that a lot of people, I think, would want to be a part of. I mean, we want to buy like 200 acres, put some shipping containers up, build like a nice country club-esque micro farm place that people can go and hang out. I think it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah, so I'll just put a little reiteration on that Jonathan and I are working on this really wild project where we're going to be looking at access to zone-free lands with water access on it, build the farms, like he said, build a micro community on it, and turn it into like a membership, like as if you were joining a country club or if you're joining a yacht club. This is a land club. It's a place where people and families can go to learn about growing food be grown there, learn about hunting, and living sustainably. But with Jonathan's expertise, Jonathan, you want to go into some of the tech pieces on how you can make this an extremely smart city, like micro cities?
All the micro, I would say the micro houses and plus the micro farm itself, it would all be sustainable. We're going to hook it up to an AI system that we're building. We're going to connect it to the devices. We're going to connect it to the technology that I'm working on with my team. We're going to have vertical wind turbines, solar panels. It's going to be like a very smart house, basically. But most of it, a lot of the energy is going to be coming from, sustainable energy.
So Jonathan's being very humble about it, but he builds systems that will just blow your mind. I mean, with technology and communications and traceability and tracking for a complete automation and optimization. So talk about a little bit of your AI and how this could be incorporated into this with the education piece and what you're doing now with your education program.
Oh yeah, well, the education piece is, I think, pretty important. A lot of people that have, I would say, education centers, they do a lot of the basic stuff. We're starting an advanced education center where we're going to be teaching what's in demand, what's going to be in demand for the future. A lot of AI, machine learning, blockchain, robotics. We're going to incorporate that into a lot of different age groups. We're going to start off with the younger 3 to 6, and then we're going to move on to middle school and high school, and then we're going to have trade programs. We're going to help people point them in the right direction. And I believe that something like that would be more beneficial than a lot of other programs that I see out there.
Let's expand further on this. Okay. So 5 years from now, with the education. So tell people why they should want to learn and know about this education for their kids, for these next generations coming up. Oh. And what do you see in 5 years as far as how education might transition into this?
Oh, we see it now. We see education trends going into a transition right now. Look, the whole COVID thing has everyone at home. learning from the computer. Everyone's going to have to be a little tech savvy. I think the future is going to be a lot of tech. It's going to be everything smart. I mean, look, we're on our phones all the time. A lot of everything that we do and is going to be run by AI. A lot of everything that we buy or connected to it's machine learning and AI. So machine learning, AI, robotics is the future. There's no stopping it. It's either you're going to be a part of it or you're going to be left behind.
So go into that. Explain to people a little bit what AI is and why you may feel so strongly on.
Oh well, this is how AI, artificial intelligence. It's basically a program that you do. It'll do something 1,000, 10,000 times in a short time frame, and it'll do everything possible, dumb ways, wrong ways, and it'll figure out something much faster than we can. It's almost like I watch my son run around, and it's so funny because I do a lot of machine learning and I do a lot of AI, and I watch him, and it's almost exactly the same, like how a child's mind is expanding. You know, all the neurons are connecting. A baby, a 1-year-old, will just run around and do the same thing over and over again, and it'll learn from its mistakes. It's the same thing, like AI. With humans, it takes a lot longer. With AI, it's going to be a lot faster. You can learn so much information before we can. And we're going to be relying a lot on AI. The health industry is going to be relying on AI in like 10 years. Right now, me and my buddy, I'll give a shout out to Lewis, we're actually working on a small project. I know that I think, was it IBM, is working on something similar. We were going to connect a microscope. We're going to put a 4K camera to it. And what we're going to do is, with this AI program, we're going to upload it a lot of different journals, scientific journals, medical journals. And what we wanted to do is to find cures, basically, to help people a lot faster. You know, you go to the doctor, you give them something like, oh, I got all these symptoms. A lot of the symptoms relate to a vast majority of different pathogens or illnesses. They can never tell. And like, the time frame that you get it back, it's ridiculous. With AI, you can get back so fast, depending on how you build the AI. And that's what's that?
No, I was gonna finish up real quick.
No. Yeah, that's basically it. I mean, I'm working on so many things.
I want to just put emphasis on this, that Jonathan is putting so much attention and into the AI, because it is what he's just saying now is it's going to optimize and streamline systems for us. So as we come up with those solutions that we feel could be beneficial, it's these AI plugs, and correct me if I'm wrong, John, I'm saying this, but it's these AI plugs that will find the most optimized path of these solutions. Yes,
absolutely. Imagine the smartest person in the world is not going to think faster than an AI. And if you create an AI to solve problems, it's going to solve problems. It's going to solve them way faster than we can. You can take the most brilliant minds in the world, you can put all of them in their different fields, and you give them a problem to work on. An AI system is going to do it in seconds. So it is scary. It is 100% scary. Elon Musk says it, don't mess with AI. It's gonna F everything up. And you know what? It's too late. It's too late. Everyone's been messing with AI, and there's a lot of different AI components floating around, and Skynet is probably going to happen, but I believe that people like myself and others that, are programmers, they will have the tools to inhibit, stop, or control. Hopefully.
So we have a great question here from Asker Hansen. So he's got two questions, actually, really good high-level questions. So we'll go into each one. Do you guys think we might be living in a simulated reality?
Oh,
And the second question is, will AI be able to give us the theory of everything? Which I love this question. I'm really excited to hear your answer on.
yeah. So the simulation part, a lot of people, that's kind of a hard thing to answer. But I could say this, a simulation in essence. Watch the show Devs. The show Devs goes into something of a simulation. They create a predictive model, which is unfathomable. It goes into basically, they create some simulation that can predict every move that you can make. And it was correct. If you have a giant supercomputer and you create a phenomenal AI, I mean, to the mitochondrial level of a human or a life form already, you can predict every action that it will make on that micro level. And if you can predict that, everything does happen for a reason. Because there's no changing that path. You're going to be on that path. And when I watched that show Devs, I mean, it's almost like, oh, they're hiding this information in plain sight. You watch it like, that can't happen. If someone can think of something, someone can create it. So a simulation, yes. A possibility, I can't say no. No one has all the answers. But then the theory of everything, absolutely. Absolutely 100%. Not now, but later on, we're going to feed the AI so much information, it's going to learn surpassing our capabilities. It's going to go so far into the future, and it's going to basically, it's the movie I, Robot, basically. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be like, we're the issue, and it's going to try to stop us.
I agree. That we've spoken on that on many of occasions. That
I mean, check this out. And I was talking to my buddy Sammy about this, and I mean, again, theory or hypothesis or whatever. Look what's happening right now with the COVID thing, right? And I'm a conspiracy theorist. I like conspiracies. It's fun. It's fun to talk about. So we were just drinking beer and just having a good time. And he proposes. He's like, "Hey man, do you think this is really about COVID?" And I'm like, it's always about something else. It's always about something else. And we were like, look at how clean. I was like, I guarantee the climate change people are going to have some sort of impact. Like, they're going to be running data at this point, and you're going to see a significant change in our atmosphere. You're going to see cleaner air, cleaner atmosphere. Just because we're not driving and we're all staying home, we have made this is probably the best Earth Day we've ever had, because this is the cleanest we've ever been.
I agree with that. It's so true. It's so true. I'm excited, Jonathan. I mean, with the projects that we're working on together. And by the way, Jonathan is working on the projects with Sam Stathis, who was our previous guest. There's going to be so much fun that we're developing. And what's so cool is that Jonathan is designing everything geared towards sustainable optimizations of systems. So this is why I wanted him to come on the show. You're talking to such a high-level person. If you guys have any other questions, wait, let's see. Oh, will AI be able to answer the question about life after death? Asker Hansen asked that question as well. That's some great questions.
Yeah, I mean, look, AI doesn't have to answer life after death. I mean, biology says what happens, and a lot of people can't take that information. I mean, a lot of people are spiritual, and that's that comes down from religion. And then if you're religious, okay. But if you think logical, just think of what actually happens. You're recycled. You die, you decompose, you go back to the earth. Now you're saying what happens to you as the individual? Like, what that makes you so unique is your consciousness. Consciousness, now that's what you're really relying on. You're connecting the soul to consciousness. And I think we're basically it goes into a singularity. I mean, I don't want to go into it. It's such an expansive topic. You can go on for a long time, but I mean, really, just look at what you actually see. You're born, you die, you decompose, you go back to the world, and then what makes you unique is your soul or your consciousness, and that's the only thing I'll say this. Yes, your soul or consciousness gets fed back into that light stream.
Jonathan, I love it. I've known Jonathan 15 years. He's blunt, straight to the point. He'll hit you with some great stuff, and he's got the sciences behind it. So is there anything you want to leave people quickly off with?
Well, my company is called Nightcorn Studios. A lot of people ask me why it's called Nightcorn, and it's hilarious. Me and my best pal, John Patello, we used to go jogging, and he used to live by a cornfield, and we would always laugh. It's like, oh, you can just take that corn. And then if we took that corn and you ate it, people were like, oh, what'd you make that with? Like, oh, we made that with night corn. What's night corn? You take the corn at night. So I made a Nightcorn Studios. Just as just messing around. But a lot of companies that hire me, they're all like, interested in the name. And then my school is called westbridgeprep.org. And that's basically it.
Cool, dude. Jonathan, thank you so much. And we're gonna. That's awesome. Since I know you're gonna be programming all night, I'll be giving you a call at midnight. And we'll get back to work.
Right after this, I'm gonna be programming, so that's what I do.
Cool. Yeah, thank you so much, man. And I can't wait to show the world the whole land project and everything. This is gonna be.
Yeah, I can't wait for that either.
Cool. All right, Rizzo, in your hands,
man.
bro.
Thanks,
Jonathan.
dude.